you. I'm going to try, but I can't promise anything. This rousting, was it?
Yes.
Sounds painful.
We're ahead of this.
Great. Okay, so I'm going to start with sort of a signature poem of mine, which is going to take my glasses off, which is just about growing up in small town England. I think some of you from small town BC might identify with bits of it. It's called Where I'm Coming From. Where I was born, it started with the burning of the forests, the sheep alchemizing into gold across the hillsides, the cauterizing of tree stumps, the combing and sieving of wool from the backs of the peasantry. Then the cloth, the thick stone mills swelling themselves fat at every valley end, the downstreams, the wretched workers forced from the land, forming union by firelight, burning fences by night. Then came the birthing foundries and the forges, the factories that made things people soon realised they needed, actually wanted. Engines, tractors, agricultural machines, clothing, medicines. That if you squinted and held your breath, you could convince yourself how human work would bring prosperity, progress, something for all. In time, these things did mean something, at least to us in our valley, the people of our tribe, our aspiring blue-collar class. In that short time, after the war between the Beatles and the end of Vietnam, would work for all that wanted it, the factory, its own city, with its own suburbs, downtown, districts, social club, theatre, brass band. When the hooter went, the old Fords and Vauxhalls pumped themselves with a purpose up the stiff neck of the valley, back to the semi-detached, the snail-shell aerial curves of the pristine crescents and avenues with their neat hedges, purposeful garden ornaments, where everyone was richer than their dads had been, knew their kids would be richer still, with money to spend in the new supermarkets, on those weekend shopping trips to cities that once were foreign countries, now available, open in a constant hit parade in new colours, sounds, different cuts of denim, lengthening hair, beard experiments. Just for that short time, it was worth it all. You could not conceive there was anything but forward. A slightly nostalgic poem about a time not that long ago, a world that doesn't seem to exist anymore, I suppose. So I'm going to read you some of these poems from the Broken Word. Some of it's a bit doom and gloom, but not too much, I hope. I tried to, with this book, my second book, I tried to explore some of the experiences of growing up with a brother who has schizophrenia, an older brother, and experiences around mental illness. Partly because it's therapeutic for me, but also because, as we all know, it's one of those, mental health is one of those big issues, those big taboos that no one talks about. A lot of people suffering in silence out there. So I'm going to start with some of these poems. This one's called The Throne Room. It's about visiting my brother in a psychiatric institution back in the day. The Throne Room. In psychiatry, there is that place with corridors as sure as Camelot, veining grails, trailing towards Victorian wards, bulging corsets of iron bars and fist-tight brick. There is a lake of milky tea, a raised arm with a loaded syringe, a moat of processed sausage and baked beans, the battle smack of knife on fork. There is enough nylon curtaining bunched in prayer around beds and high-barred windows to stretch from Vancouver to Halifax and to surround the empty moments that stack up like dominoes. There is a teenage girl in a high-backed chair who is stiller than it's possible to be. She hides beneath a frozen waterfall of witchy hair that drapes her body's winter-twig bones. There are skinny young men who move too fast, their sleeves pulled over scars and needle marks, their heads steaming with the low fires of a feudal disappointment.